Happy Thursday to you. Welcome back to the live room. How is everyone doing? Let me check if you can hear my voice today. Yesterday we kicked off with a little bit of a technical difficulties. Yesterday was just a rough day in general to kick off the live room. Hopefully you're hearing everything good today. Thank you for joining. Yeah, all better. No tantrums yet. If they do happen, the wife has to take care of them, but no tantrums on my end. So we are all good. Wanted to kick off today's. They're behaving enough. It's behaving good enough. Wanted to kick off today's trade of the day with a look on Bitcoin. Got a question a few days ago about someone, I think it was one of the YouTube traders, asking if we can look at Bitcoin. I had to do the whole apology of like, hey, I'm sorry, here on the live stream, we only do one trading opportunity a day. We could look at it in the live room, but it's, we only got to keep it to one. Also, there was not much that I was interested in. But today, there is something that we can take a look at. So hopefully that trader is tuning in live. And if not, they can always ask questions later. But before we get into that, I want to take a quick look at the economic calendar. We do have some more news coming out today. I believe PPI, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we have PPI coming out today at 8:30. We saw CPI yesterday. It confirmed our trading idea from yesterday. However, moved it so fast that we never had a chance to get involved, which was kind of stinky. But it did allow some of us, we had a few of us, I think, were in that Aussie dollar trade that gave us some targets. So it worked out that way. But let's head over to Bitcoin. And I know Jason took a look at this morning as well, because I saw a video came out talking about Bitcoin. Now, he was looking at much more of a macro look on it. So Jason was looking out on the monthly, out on the weekly, the really higher time frames, looking at, Bitcoin from more of an investing standpoint and how we shouldn't really get too scared away by what's happening. We're going to look at it on a shorter time frame perspective, more of a trading time frame perspective, and see if there's anything happening that we can take advantage of. Now, I always got to give this disclaimer first before we go on, because the Bitcoin, the crypto people get really weird sometimes. I know nothing about crypto. I have personally zero interest in crypto. Doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't have any interest in it. I am not a crypto expert or anything like that. I do have some beliefs about it, but as far as our analysis goes here, it's going to be straight technical analysis. And technical analysis means that we trade what we, everyone say it at once, trade what we see. Good book by Larry Pesavento. Speaking of books, I was having a conversation with George on the Tier 1 chat the other day, and he quoted this, he's going through Market Wizards right now, and he quoted this thing about volume. And of course, he's like, this is so cool because this is what Akil says, and these guys are saying it too. And I'm like, yeah, you know. But he didn't realize that the Market Wizards books was so old, right? So I was like, which one are you reading? Because I've read all of them, but it's been a very long time. So I don't remember seeing anything about volume in Market Wizards, but I also didn't care at the time. I didn't even know what volume was. And it reminded me that I had purchased the new Market Wizards, not the new Market Wizards, that's the second book, but the newest version of Market Wizards called Unknown Market Wizards, and I haven't popped it open. It's disappeared into my bookshelf. It disguises itself. It looks the same as The Wolf of Wall Street and Crushing It, yellow covers. So it's kind of just blended in, and it was a brilliant reminder that I need to read that book. Tony, I spoke to Tony this morning as well on the Tier 1 chat. He said it was really good. Have any of you guys read the Unknown Market Wizards? You know, my trading crush is featured in there, I believe, right? Peter Brandt. You guys know I get all blushy whenever I mention Peter Brandt. I believe he's in there. That's my little girlish giggle. I like Peter Brandt because he reminds me of my first trading mentor. He's an older guy that didn't really give a F about anything and just told you how it was. Like, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He's like, this is the reality of it. You like it or don't like it, I don't care. So I think that's why I flocked to him so much. My mentor, investing mentor, died years ago. So I think he's become kind of that replacement. But anyway, let's take a look. Tony says Peter is in there. Why does Tony keep chiming in on YouTube but not here on the chat? Get in the live room, Tony. Let's take a look on Bitcoin here. Let's take a look again at a shorter term move on here. And let's start by looking at what has happened. Let's go to that old boring IPDE, identify, predict, decide, execute. You can see that we recently have a pretty significant shelf of structure support, these lows right here. Would you guys agree? Yep. And has price violated those lows? I'll zoom in a little bit on that white line so you guys can see it here on the daily at least. Has price violated those lows? No, right? We have spiked past it. And if you guys are new, you maybe you're not you haven't been involved with tier one or any of the workshops. When we say violate, we mean break and close below. So violate is it's a term for a rule. It doesn't mean like if the wick goes past, that is still fine. So we have not violated those lows. We are still holding it. It's putting in a decent battle. Our most recent lows are right here, right? And this is an obvious question, but I have to ask it. Did price violate those lows? Yes. So we're stuck in this area where, depending on your perspective and how you look at this, one party may look at this as seeing, oh, we just violated most recent lows. We're going to break out to the downside. Another party may say, hey, we broke out to the downside, but we came right into a significant level of previous structure looking left, right? So there's a lot of headlines and stuff going on right now. And this is how headlines are, crypto's crashing and Bitcoin this, and everyone's going wild. That's just the emotional pull of the market. That's the roller coaster that in other markets, insiders try to convince you to do stuff. But we're really, bigger picture, we're really at an area where it's very hard to make any type of projection. We're kind of, as one of my mentors would say, stuck like Chuck, right? We're in between a previous level of structure support and in between a previous level of structure resistance. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw some consolidation happen before the market ultimately makes up its mind on which way it wants to go. So that's the overall analysis, and that's going to come in handy later because we do have a potential pattern forming here on Bitcoin. And we know that advanced patterns or harmonic patterns, ratio patterns, whatever you want to call them, they tend to form in periods of consolidation. So we drop down to our lower time frame, right? We actually, or a 4-hour time frame. We actually had a nice pattern here. When was it? A couple weeks ago, I remember looking at this right in here. There we go. I think Ethereum had the same thing happening on. I don't remember, probably. But X to A to B, B to C, C to D, a nice bat pattern right here. And if we go down to our hourly, you're going to see that forming on Bitcoin, right? We have something else present. Can anyone see what that is? Yep. We have a potential cipher pattern. If we look at this move right here, I'm going to draw it out with the triangles. Just want to get my fibs on so I know where the 786 is at. We're looking at a swing high and a swing low, our X to A, the breakout from this consolidation being our X to A. This first retracement being our our A to B. Get my alphabet right. This move down here being our B to C. And then if we rally back up to our 786, and of course this works as a zone, the zone is going to go from our 786 up to our high right here. This is going to be the sell zone for our potential cipher pattern. Now, what's cool about the sell zone, again, it comes right back up to a previous level of consolidation. Looking left, structure leaves clues. Be interesting to see if we have any key volume spikes in that level as well. I would guess so. We know that consolidation is going to give us the highest levels of volume. Boom, right in there. Look at that. A nice little high volume area. Again, as expected, but for you guys that want to use a little confirmation, right in that area as well. So a decent area to look for a cipher. Now, here's the interesting question, because we know that we can combine different things that we look at. We can combine different things that we trade. And I see a question on Trading View. I'll get to you in just a second. Thank you. You look at this right here on this perspective, and you see that we are clearly in a what type of trend? Bullish, bearish? What would you say? Clearly, right? Think workshop day one, top left, bottom right, the remedial basic stuff, which comes in handy more than you think. We're in a bearish trend. So one may think that, hey, this cipher pattern can be used. It's a short cipher pattern, a bearish cipher pattern. This cipher pattern can be used as an opportunity to enter a larger trend continuation trade to the bearish side, right? Now, that can certainly be true, but there's one thing that you have to remember, and this may differ depending on your analysis. This will differ depending on what time frames you're using as what. But what is that thing that we have to remember as I get this idea over into our pro trade log? What do we have to remember before we get too excited about loading up a home run trade to the short side, before we get too excited about doing that, shooting for extended targets and all the fun stuff that you see on the internet when people brag about their big wins? So you have to ask yourself the question, do I think that price is likely to continue lower in a continuation setup? And that think doesn't come off of feel, right? Think isn't like, oh, the news said it, or I read all these things about Bitcoin crashing, because it's easy to get caught up in that stuff. Think comes from our analysis. And if you remember, we started off before we ever got to this setup. This is why we do it in order. This is why we do IPDE. This is why we go higher to lower instead of lower to higher. When we did our top-down analysis, at least on the time frames that I did it on, did we have any confirmation that we were in a bearish continuation trade? Forgive me for the loud typing. I'm getting this into our pro trade log. I'll get it on the main chat as well. Yeah, we had no confirmation that this bearish thing, that a bearish trend is likely to continue. And that's important, right? Because if you're doing something like that, and let's say you're shooting for only the big home run, or even if you're chopping up your position and taking half off at a traditional target and holding half, you're essentially wasting money, right? You're recklessly wasting money for no reason, and that wasteful money comes up to it comes back to haunt you. I don't know why I was thinking about this morning when I was thinking about kind of my previous trading and how the feelings I used to get in the market. I used to take targets early all the time, right? As soon as, I was looking at dollar Canada yesterday, and I don't know if you saw dollar Canada. It wasn't a trade, but it went up a little bit below where we projected it to go to before reversing. So if I was actually in that trade, it would have been a near miss and a loss or a break even. And I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about back in the day how I was like, oh, I would have taken it when it was close enough, because someone taught me, or someone told me on the internet, that some money is always better than none money, right? And I would consistently take targets off early and feel good about myself because I would make money, and I remember the feeling. I remember how good I would feel to make money in the market, because when you're a newer trader, and you guys can relate, it's nerve-wracking. And I remember that I feel good about these wins, even though I was taking targets early. And then I would have these losses, and I would always end up at break even because I was sabotaging my wins, and it was wasteful money. So you want to be aware of this stuff. You don't just want to do it to be cute. You don't want to do it to be to have a nice social media post. You only want to do it if it's actually relevant. And the reason we do that top-down analysis is to give us a lay of the land. It's to give us perspective. It's to allow us to see what opportunities are actually there. And if we end up getting a trading opportunity, now we know what we can actually do with it. We know not to get greedy, or where not to be too conservative. So it's so important that we do that instead of just hopping to an individual chart and trying to get cute just because. So this is a case where I would just look at it as a traditional cipher. Now, got a question on Trading View. Says, hey, hold on, let me just get this. I'm trying to do 3 things at once. I can barely do one thing at once. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me get this Bitcoin chart on our main chat here. Doo-doo-doo. beeping sound in the background. Said, hey, I'm not sure if you will see this. I am seeing it. I read everything. Especially since trolls don't bother me anymore, which is awesome. Troll repellent worked. I'll give you the secret to troll repellent if you guys ever want to be like a public figure. It's very simple. Don't know if you're going to see this, but I'm fairly new to crypto. Oh no! Probably didn't hear the beginning. I am not the person you want to talk to about crypto, unless it's just technically related. But I want to learn a lot more about it. Do you have any tips for me on how to learn or what to watch? Lower highs, lower lows indicate bearish or downtrend? No. So yeah, I can help you massively with technical analysis. That's what I do. I'm a technical teacher. I'm a technical trader. I'm a technical technician. I ran out of T words to say. But yeah, I can certainly help you with that, with how to read a price chart, technical analysis, strategy development. What we do here at Tier 1 Trading is we teach people how to trade any market, any time frame, essentially any way. We're not too big on like using indicators as far as like knowledgeable about programming and stuff like that. But I can tell you how to make an indicator-based strategy. So yeah, we can teach you that. Now, if you're looking specifically about crypto, I just can't help you there. I am, aside from a technical perspective, but if you're looking for like investment advice about crypto, fundamental analysis, my outlook is probably not the same as the majority of people out there. So I'm not the best crypto expert at all. I'm not a crypto expert at all. But yeah, as far as technical analysis, how to read a price chart, how to become a consistently profitable trader in any market, yeah, I can certainly help you with that. So Bobby says bear bat on the 15 as well. Let's take a quick glance down to the 15 before we release the trade. Oh, no, not the 15-second. Gosh, why is that even an option? Before we release the, yeah, definitely technical analysis. Yeah, I can help you with that for sure. For sure. I am a technical trader. 99.8% of my trading is technical. Let's measure out Bobby's bat as well. Bobby's bear bat, some alliteration going in there. Ooh, just misses the 618. We're looking at this then. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. So if you're a day trader, there's another option as well. But yeah, check out my YouTube stuff. Check out all my links are below on the TradingView. YouTube, podcast, website, check that stuff out. Come over and learn. We'd love to teach you. We have a great community. So if you're looking for either newer traders to work with and help you become accountable, if you're looking for established traders to kind of help show you the ropes and school you on many of the mistakes they made so you don't have to do it. And of course, if you're looking to work with myself, Jason Greystone, our other coaches, head over, man. We welcome all. I think we have the best group of traders in the world. It's a select group, but it's a serious group, and that's what makes everything go. So we don't roll without our traders. So we're blessed to have the community that we have. So good stuff. Any questions on Bitcoin before I release you? Speaking to the people watching on the live stream on TradingView and YouTube, hit that like button before you go. Live rumors, there's a lot out there. I was just going to go through the portfolio in order, but of course, if you want to interrupt me with anything in particular you want to watch, let me know. But we're seeing some volatility return to the market, and we're seeing the breakout of some of these consolidative patterns, which is pretty cool. But let me know. Everton looking better. Yeah, we need to get 3 yesterday though, Tony. That was a big disappointment. Awesome. All right. So thank you for joining TradingView YouTube. I'll see you next week. Same thing, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30 a.m. for the live stream. May or may not have a weekend video out for you this weekend. I got a very busy weekend, so we'll see what happens. But thank you for joining again. Support, hit that like button, share this.